So you remember this day?
Yeah.
It was a very hectic day for me. And then later in the day, I called you because I was so sad. And I was like, oh my God, she will hate me after this. But it was crazy.
I didn't experience it the way you experienced.
Yeah, but it was, I made a big mistake for me personally because this day was hectic and it was crazy because of me. I couldn't complain for this because I did it myself. I tried to do so many things, and there were not only many different things to do in order to build one project, but I was building like 5 projects, working on 5 different things at the same time. And they were both physically, so I needed to be somewhere, and I needed to be in another place at the same time, and I needed to talk to someone on the phone. It was so crazy. And at the end of the day, I was like, why I did this thing? Nobody told me to do that. It was all my mistake. So later in the day, I called you and I was like, I'm so sorry. In this day, I learned that I needed to say more no's in that day in order to preserve my energy and in order to have this business meeting that we had that day and to have it like in a better way, to be present in that conversation. So we had this say no conversation.
It was funny because we were both feeling this saying no period of our life. And I had the same thoughts exactly then. And then we saw this post on LinkedIn. It was spot on. Inspired by your conversation.
Actually, yes.
So what did you learn?
Oh, yeah. I learned many things. And the first is about the family. I love this book, Essentialism. I think we spoke about this book in previous episodes. And in this book, it was said that the first thing that you need to learn is to say no to your family members. Because in business order, you can always say, no, I don't want to do this project. But when it's a family member and he's like, hey, you need to pick me up from the airport, or you need to buy me groceries, or I don't know, etc. Different things. And you're like, yeah, you're my mom. I need to do that for you. But sometimes you need to be, no, I need to take care first of myself. So in that day, I was like, no, I'm done with you. Like, call me tomorrow, call me in 1 week, but I'm done for the day. So learning this is a huge thing, and it's a turning point in every person's life, I believe. Learning when to say no. And maybe for you, it's even harder because you have children, and it's hard to say no to a child.
Very hard to say no. What I actually experienced when I started being an entrepreneur, I felt, oh my God, there's so many opportunities and I can do this project and that project. And everybody started pulling me to their projects. Yeah, let's start a foundation together. Let's build a community. Let's sell jewelry online. Let's make an e-commerce shop. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden I found out that because I'm so curious about all the new trends, what's happening out there, make money while you sleep, kind of FOMO that we all have. And I was like, I have so many opportunities now that I'm an entrepreneur. And, it wasn't so much about the money. Maybe money is also a financial thing. In the long run, you're thinking, I'm going to retire and all these little fires that I created, it's just going to give me all the fireworks later when I'm retired on my yacht. And from the e-commerce business, it's going to be flowing. And from the other foundation, money will be my trust fund. And, maybe this is what you're thinking in the back of your mind. But also you're curious to experience and to try new things. I'm not a person who's learning like my husband does constantly executive MBA and this other course. And I'm more learning as I'm trying things with people.
Yeah.
And I get so inspired by people's ideas and people's businesses. And I was a little bit overwhelmed when, a few months ago, and I actually started saying no as well. At 42 years old, I started saying no, oh my God. But it's okay. That's my nature. And I accept it. But I do now really try to think about it. And somebody gave me a really nice tip. It's an article by this CEO who said, I first say no.
This is exactly what I wanted to say. Like when you told me this, there was a client calling us and they were like, we want to work with you. And Jana was like, say no. And I was like, why? We like him. And she was like, no, you need to say no. We will think about this in a couple of days. If we still want this, we will call him back. And I was like in shock. And I was like, no, we will miss him. And you were like, no, say no.
He's going to want us even more. You know how Dutch people are really good salesmen? They always say, no, I'm busy. I cannot take this, this business. I'm overwhelmed. We have so much going on. I don't think so. And then you're like, now I really want to work with this guy. He needs to make time for me.
Yeah.
And then after 2-3 days, they're like, yeah, we thought about it. And here's the offer. And the offer super overpriced. But because he created this scarcity thing, and you're like, I don't care how much it costs. He made time for me, and this is the guy. I need to work with this guy. So now this is what I try to practice. People ask me, hey, I found this jewelry brand in South Africa. Let's create an e-commerce business, and let's start with the marketing strategy. And said, no, I'm too busy. I'm sorry. And it was so difficult to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, you can think about it 2-3 days, really explore, read about this project. And then you can go back and say in 2-3 days, I thought about it. Tell me more.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't say yes.
It was very interesting for me. I was in shock. Because for me, the problem here is not missing the opportunity of making new business, but growing up in this, my family I'm a child of 2 entrepreneurs, and we always had this, we never were financially stable, perfectly stable. It was always ups and downs. So for me, there was always this FOMO that I need to catch those monies in order for me to have this stability. So when there is new opportunity, and this is what actually happened during that story that we started with. I didn't catch all of these opportunities that I were working on in that current day, because it was I was passionate about all of them, but it was I needed all of those money because I need to have this, as you said, the trust fund. And I don't know, I need to have savings. I need to invest in crypto. I need to invest it, I don't know, whatever. I need to have this stable future. So this FOMO for money, I believe, I think we watched this Valeria Lipovetsky episode that she also shared her story. She was doing so many things exactly just to make those money in order to feel protected, to know that her children are going to feel better having them. They're going to have this great future, studying good schools, and etc. So learning to say no and practicing releasing money and not having this FOMO, they all combine, I believe, in something very big that, we need to learn. And exactly what you said, not having a FOMO for all the different business opportunities that are out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And about the money situation, when I do my abundance meditation, I can share something that really influenced me lately. And that is thinking about how much things that are around the globe, in the universe, there's so many little stones in the sand. So there is plenty for everybody. And if you think about it like that, there's so much around you. There's so much abundance. Everybody can have their piece of this abundance. And it's not going to finish. It's not going to disappear. It's there. And you can just grab it.
True. That's very much true. And about the business opportunities, if you are that kind of person who is always eager to try new things, e-commerce, yeah, I could try to do that. Oh, social media marketing, I can try to do that either. And, you will never be poor because you can always find something else and something new to do. Absolutely. Oh, social medias are dying. Okay, yeah. Then I will try to do something else. I will be a salesperson. I can sell, I don't know, hair dryers from door to door. Yeah, something like this. You learn so many things trying to do those new things that you can always repurpose them, reuse them in different type of businesses that you can try.
You know how recently there's so much talk about the apocalypse? So often I think, if apocalypse comes, what will be my role? And I have a confidence that I can manage. Probably I'm going to take care of people, or like create communities, or bring nurses together, or organize that the food is flowing nicely between the community, that all the children are grouped in this specific tent. You know, I always think of myself, I think I'm going to manage if there's apocalypse.
Yeah, right? I had the same thoughts because while we were at the airport, when we were coming, there was this hectic situation. And the people who are working on the gates, they were so stressed out. They were like, I cannot help you. I don't know what to do. And there were no managers there, no decision makers, no problem solvers who could resolve this problem. Because I believe all of the people who are working there, they were amazing, but they didn't have this person to tell them what to do with what they have inside of them. So being a leader is an amazing skill that during, as you said, apocalypses, you can use perfectly.
I'll finally become a nurse, which is supposed to be my calling on this earth. Every time I do a personality test,
it says you're a nurse?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, like somebody who's serving others.
Okay, yeah.
But this is in the core of everything we do. We're serving, right? We're serving with information, inspiration, content creation. We're making it, I hope, a little bit better out there with some crazy ideas that we have.
Absolutely, and sharing our actual, very personal, because last night our husbands, they were like, you're sharing so much personal information out there. And we were like, yes, of course. There are people out there who also have been struggling with the things that we are or that we used to. So it's very nice to, you know, to feel like, oh, there is someone out there going through the same shit. And yeah, I can feel like I'm not the only one here. So
Absolutely.
Not alone. It's beautiful.
They should be happy we're not stand-up comedians, because then we'll be sharing a lot of crazy stuff.
About them.
About them, of course. They're so weird.
Oh. It's a beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, from here on, what is the strategy of saying no? Always say no, no matter what, and then...
Always say, yeah. This is your strategy, like, always say no. Do you want to marry me?
No.
No.
Oh, no. You already said yes.
I said yes,
Oh,
immediately.
no. This was before your reasoning.
That's true, it was actually before I resonated. Yeah, always say no. And then have this time to clarify the things in your head and be like, do I actually want to do this thing or not? And then say yes or no. Once again.
Say yes to the dress.
Say yes to the dress. This is what's upcoming for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Leah's getting married.
Yeah. We missed it. And the girls are like, yeah. So always say no. And then have this time for yourself. And also don't have this FOMO for money and for businesses, because there are plenty opportunities out there and you always find your place, but you need to preserve your energy. The Ame as an idea was always about that. You need to preserve your energy. You need to take care, of course, of the business. You need to take care of the family. But at the first place, it's you, your inner peace, your happiness, your health, overall health. So saying no and not having this FOMO for money, FOMO for businesses can save your life.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, and also for social stuff, because if you had a really busy day at work and then your friends invite you to this amazing gathering and you're afraid to say no, but you actually feel in your body you need to rest, you need to lay down. We'll talk about distress later. Just say no. It's been a hard day. And I see more and more people doing that, which is great. In my surroundings, yeah, I see people listening to their body and, okay, it's been too much. Today I've been to the office which is huge nowadays.
It's enough.
I went to the office, so I cannot do anything else anymore.
This is a beautiful trend, I believe. Going from I can do everything to I want to do only one thing and I don't want to do anything else today. I need to have my me time, my LED mask. And all
I
of
love
those
that.
things.
That's me every day. One thing a day. No,
Yeah, we can do it.
unfortunately, I cannot do one thing.
We're trying our best. We're learning. We're on our learning journey. It's not like we're sharing, oh, we did this, oh, and we're perfect, we figured it out. No, we're in our learning journey as well.
It's constant learning journey. I think this learning journey will never stop. It will continue throughout the whole life.
True that. And every day, even the things that you learned in a previous period of time in your life, you're learning them at certain point, like seeing them with the different eyes. And yeah, it's a long journey. It's a process. You ready?
Yeah.
We love you. And how we finish every time?
Say no.
Say no. Oh, this time you say no? Say no. One episode. No.
Was I sitting awkward?